shook, scalped, de-wigged, yodeling. Now this is where my brain goes, and it's a little bit macabre, so just bear with me. Hi guys, it's Mano. How's everyone doing? Good, 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 I hope. As the title of this video suggests, this perfume parcel had me shooketh to my very core of my being. Recently, I've been talking back and forth with one of the members of my Facebook group, Mano smelly friends, by the way, Kristen. So Kristen, I know you're probably gonna watch this video because you're the person that sent me this parcel. So we've been chatting back and forth recently. We've exchanged a couple of smelly parcels. You know, kind of tried a few things in each other's collections, and I am discovering how cool Kristen is and how avant-garde and strange her perfume taste is. So she's got quite a few things that I've been very intrigued about for a while, and she's very kindly sent me a couple of parcels, but the most recent one was like an olfactory roller coaster. I sat down in my bed, I got my blotters out, I had peace, and I just went through these perfumes, and the amount of emotions that I went through when I smelled them was crazy. So I wanted to just talk about these fragrances she sent me. They're multiple ones. None of them I'd tried before, all different brands, and you might find something that you think is intriguing and might want to try it yourself. So this is just a little chit chat, perfume run through. I'm gonna spray some stuff. Some of them I don't really want to spray again, but I'm going to for the video. But yeah, thank you Kristen so much. I'd said to you, I think I'm just gonna do a video about this parcel because there was a lot going on. Not all of them are crazy, but there were some real crazy ones in there. So let's begin. I'm just gonna grab them at random and see where we go. This one I'm gonna do first. This is the first one I smelled actually, so I thought I'd start with this. So this perfume is called Fougere Gothique, and it's by a brand called Barrister and Mann. This is the one that the entire parcel smelled like. When I opened it, I could already smell, I said to Kristen, the parcel smells of this, and she said, oh, it's gonna be that one. So this one is, I'm gonna say what, if you read reviews, what a lot of people will probably say, and that is that it smells like the original Bat by Zoologist. I will agree. But I actually think I'd prefer this one. Don't tell Victor. I feel like I'm cheating on Zoologist. Oh my God, sorry Zoologist. But this is really cool. So this is like if the original Bat by Zoologist was dressed up in dandy clothes. It's got a huge geosmin note, which is not jasmine. I'm not just mispronouncing jasmine, don't worry. It's geosmin or geosmin. It's that thing that smells like upturned earth. I think it could be cashmeran as well. So it's got that like you've been digging in the garden kind of smell, but then it's got really beautiful aromatics on top and also powder as well. So it pulls you in loads of directions. It's super potent. And now, Kristen, I am very intrigued by this brand. So you've brought something to light that I didn't know existed. And yeah, it's really cool. So if you're a fan of the original Bat by Zoologist, but want it to be a bit like Bat Fougere, that's kind of how I can describe it. And this is potent. The whole parcel smelled of this and it hadn't leaked. So what does that tell you? I guess it must have leaked a little bit. Or the perfume was just permeating the glass, I don't know. But yeah, this was the first one I smelled, and I put all the blotters by the side of my bed and I could smell this kind of a lot, just wafting over all of the other things. So Fougere Gothique by Barrister and Mann. The next one is by Miguel Matos. Now, Miguel Matos is a perfumer that I've tried a couple of things by him. I recently did a spotlight on a German brand called Der Duft, and he made two of the fragrances in their line. My favorite one was Pride, which happened to be made by him. So, and I've smelled one other one by him as well, something about roses. Kristen said, hey, I've got some Miguel Matos fragrances, I'll send you some. So I was really excited to try them. So this one here is called Burnt Flower. And I must say, I'm not disappointed by his perfumes. They're just different to what I expected, I will say that. So Burnt Flower is a tuberose perfume, so that's a plus point for me. but it's also, it's a bit vintage. It's kind of like the Tuberose in Fracas, but it's got a lot of spice over the top, this one. So I think it's got cinnamon in it as well. He tends to like quite heavy spice, I've discovered from smelling everything other than the ones he made for De Duft. Because the other one I tried, I think it was called Miracle of Roses. That's it, Miracle of Roses. That was also a spicy. It also had quite a lot of cinnamon. So this is kind of in the same vein as Miracle of Roses, but it's a cinnamon tuberose as opposed to a cinnamon rose. And I must say, as much as I was excited to try this, I think it's cool, but I definitely wouldn't buy it. And I'm not saying anything bad. Miguel is a great perfumer. He won an Art and Olfaction award last year or the year before. I don't even know what year it is anymore, to be honest with you guys. What I will say about this one is, this is one of the best suede notes that I've smelled. You can really feel the texture of suede underneath. It's not super animalic, but he's managed to create a tuberose with a tuberose made out of suede. That's a strange thing to think about. It's got a kind of waxiness. It's like a tuberose waxiness with some spice. I love the bottle. I love that it's got little bits in it and stuff. So this is, let's have a look. It's cinnamon, cade, mandarin, grapefruit, cloves, coconut, iris, tuberose, and leathery notes. But yeah, it's really cool. It's just not what I thought it was going to be. I wouldn't say that it's burnt. I was expecting something smoky, but it's not. The next one Kristen sent me because at the moment her nose has gone a little bit weird and she didn't know what she was smelling, and she said, I really want you to smell this and tell me what you think. And it's by Zara, actually. It's called Ebony Wood. Now I kind of like this. Admittedly, I've only ever smelled one fragrance by Zara, and it was many years ago. I think they only had 2 at the time. It was before the years where Zara started releasing a lot of, I guess, dupes and things like that. And this one's interesting. It smells like something aniseed, something related to licorice, aniseed, wormwood, fennel, something like that. It's kind of smooth as well, and there's gourmand in it, but it's really hard to tell kind of what gourmand it is. It's quite a light perfume, but I definitely smell something fennel here. So it's like, when they say ebony wood, I would have thought that it would be quite heavy, because ebony in perfume is usually quite heavy wood. This is light. It's kind of a pretty woody fennel type smell. So that's what I smell. Kristen gets other things from it. You know, perfume's subjective. Everyone smells different things. Yeah, it's kind of smooth as well. It's pretty. I need to wear this one on skin a little bit more, but that's that one. The next one is by Illuminum, and it's called Moroccan Tuberose. I'm all about trying new tuberose perfume. If you don't know Illuminum, they are, I think, maybe closing down, or I don't know. They've basically discontinued loads of their perfumes, and they're having some crazy sale. So if you want to get yourself a bargain, people are posting in my Facebook group that they're buying stuff from Illuminum, and it's just like loads and loads of perfumes, and they got them for really cheap. So maybe try them out. This is a bit more of a modern tuberose compared to Miguel's one. It's quite simple, this one. There's another one of theirs I've tried that's tuberose, and Kristen, you sent it to me as well. I forget what it's called now. Trumpet flower, I think. This is a little bit soapy, this one. It's quite bold. It's got the boldness that you would expect from a tuberose, but there's a cleanliness. There's a. It's not so much musk, but it's got a cleanliness to it. I don't know how to describe that part. And it's almost verging on being bubblegummy. Tuberose can go bubblegummy, sometimes banana-like as well. But this is a smoothed out tuberose. It feels more modern than Miguel's one, and yeah, it's a bit clean. So yeah, we haven't gotten to any of the super crazy ones yet, apart from the first one. So let's have a look. Now this, this is crazy. Okay, there's a brand called Xyrena, and Kristen actually sent me their fragrance called Dark Ride a while back. I was really intrigued because it's meant to smell like water rides in theme parks, namely Disney World, I think, or maybe Universal, I can't remember. But they've got a lot of very conceptual perfumes. They do a lot for the drag queens of RuPaul's Drag Race. So a lot of them, I think, are kind of outside the realm of perfumery, but they're so fun to smell. And this one's called Sneakerhead. This one is crazy. This one, when I smelled this, I just went, oh my God. It smells exactly like a new pair of trainers or sneakers. We call them trainers in the UK. I wear Nike trainers, that's my brand of choice. I love Nike Air Max 90s. And when you get a new pair of Nikes, it's like the sweet glue smell that holds the trainers together. Almost like the base of the trainer. And it's so realistic. It's just, I mean, who would wear this? I don't know, but I definitely like the smell of it. It's got like a sweet, it's pleasant though. It doesn't smell like, when I say glue, it doesn't smell, you know, synthetic or scary. It's really pleasant, and it just smells like trainers. I didn't know something like this could exist, and it was such a fun thing to smell. This was one of the first reactions that I had. The worst one is coming up though, believe me. So fun. I mean, check out Xyrena. They're really difficult to get in the UK. You can get them, but their shipping charges are quite hefty and their samples are quite costly as well, but that is so great. Sneakerhead. Go and check it out if you want to. So the next one is another Miguel Matos one, and it's called Tar. T-A-R. There's one coming up that I don't want to spray it, but I'm gonna have to. So this one has a really long note list. It has lily of the valley, oregano, smoke, rum, tonka, caramel, bergamot, aldehydes, pineapple, licorice, rosewood, ylang ylang, oud, patchouli, coffee. So many things, oh my gosh. But really, because it's got aniseed in here as well, and it's got cinnamon, and it's got licorice, that's what I really smell so much. I don't really smell aldehydes or anything like that. But I do need to try this on skin. I'm gonna put this one on my skin right now. So this one is really, really complex. It's actually super cool, this one. The prominent things here to my nose are a lot of things, but the main things I would say is aniseed, licorice sort of smell, but I can feel a roasted feeling behind. It's got a lot going on. I mean, I just listed the notes for you. There's woodiness here, there's sweetness, there's roughness, there's gourmand, there's a touch smoke, there's a touch boozy. It smells really dark brown, and I can smell aromatic as well. Was there an aromatic note in here? Oregano, I can feel that. It feels like it shouldn't work. When you look at those notes, it's like, what am I gonna get? A lot of them. So this is a lot more impressive than the burnt flower one, I will say that. I feel like this is gonna be like an ever-changing one. I smelled this on card the first time, and on card it was mainly licorice. Wow, try it on skin. Oh, this is really good. I might wear this one today. But yeah, this one is tar and a whole bunch of stuff. Really impressed by that one. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the one that had the biggest reaction from me. I've not had a reaction this big apart from two other times, where the first time was when I smelled Sombre by Stranger's Perfumery, and the second time was when I smelled the Cadaverine molecule, which was very unpleasant. This fragrance, when I smelled it, first of all, I felt fear. I've never really felt fear when I've smelled a fragrance before, but I felt this inane sort of fear emotion, and it was really, really weird and scary. And then as it dried, I started to feel disgust. So this one's a roller coaster, and I told you guys I sprayed them in bed. This one got onto my bed covers, and it kind of kept me awake. Every time I tossed and turned in the night, this came to my nose, and it kind of took me out of my slumber. So it's called Eau De Space, and apparently it's a viral phenomenon. I hadn't heard of it before. I think it was something where it was backed by a lot of people to get it launched, and now it's sold all these hundreds of thousands of bottles. I think it was NASA as well. They created a fragrance to replicate the smell of space, and the concept is amazing. I love that idea, but man alive, this one actually, yeah, it provoked such a profound reaction in me that it was kind of scary. So, oh God, it smells a bit different today. So the reason it made me feel fear is because This smells like the beginnings of an electrical fire. You know, have you ever turned a heater on or something, or when a hairdryer overheats, or when something electrical is overheating and it's like danger zone? That's what it smells like. It smells plasticky and cold and like singed wires, and it made me feel fear, because I guess it's just a human reaction to fire is danger a lot of the time, especially when it's electrical fire, like melting plastic. So it made me feel really emotional, and it's something that I didn't really want to smell again, but the second time I'm prepared now. It's so strange. They say that there's a walnut note in here as well, and I don't get that. I just get like a burning plastic, cables about to cause my death. That's how it feels. The disgust part of this, and this is the part that I really don't like, is it smells like meat, and it smells like gently smoked meat. Now this is where my brain goes, and it's a little bit macabre, so just bear with me. First of all, I thought, okay, when astronauts go to space, the things they eat are freeze-dried, they're packed in these strange things. It made me think of jerky, beef jerky, slightly smoked beef jerky. So it's got this weird, like if an astronaut opened their lunch in the middle of a spacecraft. But because I'm also thinking about this electrical fire, this is where it gets really dark. It made me think of the smell of if astronauts died in an electrical fire, and it would be the smell of their burned flesh. Wow. Wow. It's kind of like what a coroner would smell if they investigated a crashed spaceship on Earth. All of everything burning, the people still inside. So this one is mental, absolutely crazy, and I was in shock when I smelled it. I know it sounds dramatic, but when you smell things, it goes directly to your brain and it brings out feelings and emotions, and this is the third time I've ever had that sort of reaction. Just unbelievable. It's so weird. I don't know why anybody would want to smell like that. And it stayed and it stayed and it stayed, and I was waking up to the smell of burnt flesh in my sleep. Not the best night's sleep I've ever had. Moving on. So the next one is another one by Xyrena, the brand that made the Sneakerhead one, the really conceptual brand. And this one's called Cinemaniac. I hadn't smelled this before. I haven't smelled any of them, but I didn't really know about this one either. And this one is so fun. It smells like walking into a cinema, but not a cinema in the UK, because you know when you walk into a cinema you can smell popcorn. That's kind of what you smell. Sometimes a bit of hot dogs, sometimes a bit of candy, and kind of newness if it's a new cinema. They smell of new things to me. I know that sounds strange, but this smells like butter. It smells like buttery popcorn. And the reason I say not a cinema in the UK is because we don't have buttery popcorn in our cinemas. We have sweet or salted, pretty much. Maybe you guys in America, where this brand is from, have butter popcorn in your cinema, I don't know. But it smells very, very foody, like buttery popcorn. And behind, it smells like fizzy drinks. It smells like Coca-Cola. So again, it's kind of outside the realm of perfumery. It's more like an experience. It's more like an olfactory experience, and just brings to mind my days of when I've been to a cinema. I don't know, because there's a distinct smell to cinemas, which I love. So another really fun one from Xyrena. I think whoever makes them, I think his name's Killian something, maybe. It's the real smell of butter and savoury, and at first it's that, but then when it dries you start to feel like the spiciness of Coca-Cola behind. Really interesting. There's a few left. The next one is probably my least favourite one, and unfortunately it's another Miguel Matos one, and it's called The Scent of Fail 3. So, from what I know, Miguel Matos and I guess lots of other perfumers have failed experiments when they're trying to make perfumes. They probably have things that they need to just not get rid of, or they can't use anymore. So this fragrance is like 10 fragrances dumped into one thing, and it's just one of the most clashy perfumes I've ever smelled. It's just too much. of not the right blend. And I think that's the point, and it's a good way to not be wasteful, I guess. It smells like too many things. It smells like every part of the olfactory, the perfume wheel. I can smell lemongrass in here. I can smell spices. I can smell a gourmand note. It smells like there's coffee in this one as well. It's woody, there's green. And it doesn't smell nice. I mean, it doesn't smell horrible, but it just smells like what you're trying to be. I can smell almond as well. Too much going on, and if this is scent of Fail 3, there's probably others, so maybe it works. I guess you have to put it on your skin, but on first impressions, when I smelled this, I thought, what is this? This is chaos, and not good chaos. I like chaos in perfumes, but yeah, lemongrass mainly I get from it, and coffee and spices. It's very, very curdled. I'm just going to read you this. During my days in the lab, trying to come up with new and exciting fragrances, a lot of errors are made. Every time I fail in making perfume, most of the time, I throw the juice into one big bottle. The bottle of failure stands before me every day. The smell of error is, after all, a mix of my favourite ingredients, and in the end, it manages to bear my signature. It's a psychoanalytic piece of perfume made by my subconscious with a surrealistic, humorous approach. The third edition of Scent of Fail gathers some of my attempts of making perfumes, in this specific case, an oriental gourmand, something I don't naturally gravitate to. So I failed a lot. It's not something I would buy, but I like that he's trying to be environmentally friendly by not just throwing away ingredients. So the second to last one is a really great one. It's Comme des Garcons Black. As soon as I smelled this, I said, this is everything that I wanted their black pepper fragrance to be, which I have reviewed. That one was okay, but it was a bit too simplistic. This is much better. I don't know if this one came out after black pepper, but this is really, really nice. It's an aromatic, peppery perfume. A little bit leathery, a little bit smoky, dark, brooding. Definitely one that I would purchase, I would say. It's got relations to Marc Jacobs Bang perfume. It's that type of peppery. Oh, really nice. I can feel a little bit of resins in here as well. I definitely am excited to wear this one on some occasion that's going to fit when I'm wearing all black. Really nice. I was really impressed by this, and it feels like they released black pepper and realized that it wasn't that good. Then they made this, but like I said, I don't know which one came first. If this one came first, then they shouldn't have released pepper. They should have kept this one. If pepper came first, well done for creating something that's better. Yeah, there's something a little bit sexy about this one, and I really, really like it. Anyway, on to the next one, the last one. So the last one is not a scary one by any means, and it's also a brand that I've never heard of. They're called Testament, and this perfume is called Cosmology. This one's This one's got, I don't know why I want to say latex. I mean, it's definitely not that crazy. This is one of the prettiest ones out of the bunch. But this one is smooth. Is it ylang ylang I smell? When I smelled it, I liked it. And it was the last one I tried. It happened to be the last one I tried when I first tried this bunch. It was such a welcome break from that space one. Gosh, it's giving me nightmares, really. It's kind of waxy, waxy gourmand. The main flower here is a smooth one. It's kind of, it must be ylang or maybe mimosa. Let me just look it up. Oh, they're from London. Interesting. Tuberose, ylang ylang, lily of the valley jasmine and heliotrope. The base is coconut, vanilla. Yeah, this is all about smooth florals. You can definitely feel ylang ylang in here. But it's like everything's covered in a light sheen of wax. Kind of pretty and soft and a little bit demure, but not boring. Anyway guys, that is just a quick run through, just a little perfume chit chat. I know a lot of people are in lockdown. We are. So I hope you guys are staying safe and well. I'm trying to do videos whenever I can. I'm literally coming home from work and going to sleep. So it's my one day off today. So I thought I'd have a quick chat with you guys. If any of these fragrances interested you, I hope you get to smell them. Some real dark horses in there, I would say. And just thank you so much, Kristen. I'm really enjoying talking to you. I haven't responded to your previous message, but I will. I'm out for my guys, trying to make the world smell better or weirder. One video at a time. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.